especially what he said in the Cairo speech. Secondly, what he had said in his talk to university students in Turkey. That was a huge difference than the way issues were framed in the previous administration. And yes, there were no details about any specific human rights issues or any of the intricacies involved. But his major point was that he's talking about a relationship which is based on trust and respect. I think, in my personal view, he got that exactly correctly, because it's not about all the variations of democracy in Islam and the differences that the West has. It is not about the definitional issues about Sharia. It is about how also United States in general, or in specific, and West in general, is seen in the Muslim world. That's why I think, of course, in 10 minutes, we were not expecting that there will be a transformational change. But if the issues are framed accurately, that in itself is a big step forward. The second point is, there was some brief talk about that, yes, United States, through its policies, can create space in the Muslim world for moderates or modernists or whatever name we would like to give. I would add to that, it's not only about creating space for some elements which may become controversial. It is also about not supporting those elements who, for any reason, are known for their authoritarianism and anti-democratic credentials. Just two examples, and then I'll come to the issues what I think this administration can do, or United States in general as a matter of policy can do. One example is that of Pakistan and another of Afghanistan. In case of Pakistan, contrary to some of the general views and beliefs, the people in the country have been trying time and again to go for a democratic model. I can't think of any other country where there were 4 military dictatorships, and at the end of each, in almost all 4 cases, those military dictators supported by the West in general and United States in particular, but the people of the country always trying to throw out dictators and go for resurgence of democracy. Benazir Bhutto, the late Benazir Bhutto, in 2007 was co-opted in a sense that there was an effort by the Bush administration to help her go back and for restarting the democratic process. But